yogis, and welcome back to our 4th episode of Yoga and You for our Yin series. I'm Pallavi Rajankar, and today we're going to go into our hips and our legs. Remember, Yin practice is something that's quite slow, rather simple, but very deep and effective, especially when it comes to holistically looking at the physical, the emotional and the mental body. Today, health is not just about physical asana, it's a lot deeper than that, right? Some of the poses might be challenging, not physically, but if some of the other stuff comes up, if emotions come up, allow it to come up, release it out, right? In today's poses, we're going to need just one prop, which is a yoga strap, right? A yoga strap might look something like this, but if you don't have a yoga strap, it's not a problem at all. You can grab a towel, you can use a belt, any of these things work, right? So we'll go into our practice. Gently allow your legs to spread out to the front of the mat. Allow the back to lay down. Good. From here, once you're in a nice comfortable posture, make any adjustments if you need. Bend your right knee, interlace your fingers around your right knee and pull the right knee into your chest. Remember, the left thigh stays firmly planted on the floor. The hands are interlaced as it pulls your right knee almost like it's touching your chest or even your shoulder. You'll feel this stretch in the left part of the thigh and in the right thigh. So holding it here for another 3. The closer you pull your thigh into your body, the more you'll feel it. It's almost like a massage for your internal organs. Staying here for 2. Last breath here. And for 1. Now don't move out of the pose. You have your strap next to you, hopefully. Put one end of the strap on the right foot. Okay. Hold the other end of the strap with your hands and lengthen the right leg. Remember, the left thigh is firmly planted on the floor. The right knee is straight. It's not bent like this, it's straight. With both your hands, hold the rope and pull your foot closer in. Remember, all the while this knee is straight and this thigh is on the floor. It doesn't matter if it's not closer to your head, even if it's just here and you're feeling the stretch, that's enough. Go to a point that's comfortable for you, staying here for 3. Remember that a lot of yoga is not about the physical practice, right? Sometimes we want our pose to look a certain way, and so we compromise on the pose. Use your blocks, use your strap, use your props. Drop the ego, yeah? Staying here for another 2. As you can see, my legs are already shaking because I do have some tension stored in there. Last little breath here and for 1. Now from here, grab this strap with your left hand, okay? This leg stays where it is, right leg remains straight. With your left hand, move that right foot to the opposite corner of the mat. Right hand goes to the opposite side, gaze is on your right fingertips. Staying here for another 4. If you get comfortable, you can even pull your right foot closer up. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Slowly, gently bringing your right foot back up to the ceiling. Bend at the knee, remove the strap, allow your right leg down to the floor. We're doing the same thing on the opposite side. We're essentially stretching out our hamstrings, right? So bend at the left knee, interlace your fingers around below your left knee, and then pull the knee into your chest. Pull it closer, let the foot relax. Right thigh stays closer to the floor. Pull it in for another 3. For 2. This pose, funnily enough, is also called the gas relieving pose. So if you're someone who has digestive issues or gut issues, this is a really good pose to kind of release any of that unnecessary stuff you might be holding in the body. Staying here for another 2. Last little breath here and for 1. Grab your strap Hook one end of the strap on your left foot. Yeah. Hold the strap with your hands. Lengthen the leg up to the ceiling. The right thigh stays exactly where it is. Hold the strap, pull it up. Remember, your left foot is active, right? Those toes are facing towards your head. Pull it closer up. It doesn't have to be super close to your head, even if it's down here or down here. As long as this knee is straight. You should be feeling it at the entire back part of your leg, called the hamstrings. Staying here for another 3. For 2. Most of us have desk jobs where we're just sitting at a computer or a laptop for many hours on end. It's our hamstrings that get tight and often cause lower back problems that so many of us face in our older age, right? These are the poses that will release that tension. For another 2. And for 1. Slowly taking your left foot to the opposite side. Knee is still straight. Yeah. Spread your left hand to the side of the mat. Gaze is on your left fingertips. Staying here for another 3. For 2. Go as high or low as you can. It doesn't matter. If it's accessible for you, you can even grab the toes with your hands and stay. Either way, whether you're holding your toes or the strap, move your foot up closer towards the shoulder. Staying here for another 2. And for 1. Slowly come back into center. Bend at the left knee, release the strap. Pull both your knees into your chest and just draw some baby circles. We're just releasing out any tension we may have caused in the back. Just go clockwise, anti-clockwise, drawing these circles. And then slowly start to rock back and forth. Come back into seated. We're going to move into our all fours or tabletop position. So that just means crossing the legs, coming back onto your all fours. Make sure the posture is right. Yeah, good. From here we're going to go into a frog pose. Hands stay exactly where they are and gently start to move your knees wider apart. Remember, I don't want the toes to touch and the knees go wide apart. The knees and the ankles stay in one straight line. Knees and the hips stay in one straight line. As you keep moving, allow the knees to go wider apart. And as you go lower onto the mat, you can even come down onto the elbows. With time, keep allowing your knees to go further apart and staying here for another 4. Remember, don't push the weight back into your like a balasana, don't push it front. Keep it neutral, yeah? For 3. Making sure your ankles and your knees are in a straight line, knees and hips are in a straight line. For 2. See if you can go closer into the earth. This pose is quite challenging for most of us, yeah? You'll feel all of that tightness in the inner thighs and the hips release out. The inner thighs is where we hold a lot of repressed emotions. A lot of emotions that are considered negative by society. A lot of things we don't have the permission to share. So just stay here for a second longer, release it out. For 2. Last little breath here. And for 1. Slowly be super gentle with yourself, yeah? Move the knees closer in together. Coming onto your palms, your back into your all fours. From here, just gently curl the toes, grip down to the mat with your toes. Push the knees off the mat, coming into your downward facing dog. With all of the leg stretches you've just done, it should be quite easy to bring your heels down to the earth. And if it's not, just pedal your legs out. That just means bringing one knee in and then the other. Pedaling it out almost like you're riding a bicycle for another 3. For 2. Push your head closer to the earth. And for 1.
From here, raise the right foot up to the ceiling. Get that big stretch. Bend at the right knee. Bring your shin to the front of the mat. Yeah. So the right shin will be facing the front of the mat. You're coming into your pigeon pose. Right? So allow the shin portion to come parallel to the front of the mat. Left knee is relaxed. Untuck your left toes. We're in our pigeon pose. Remember, I don't want you to sink into one side or another side. Use your hands. Stay neutral. You'll feel the stretch on the right side of the thigh. Staying here. This is level 1. Okay. If you're like, no, I don't really feel too much of a stretch, you can go even lower. Coming onto your elbows. This is level 2. All the while, keep your left thigh glued to the floor, pushing your left hip closer to the floor. Staying here for another 4. For 3. Remembering to breathe. If you feel like you can still go deeper in, allow your head to come down to the earth and hands go to the front of the mat. Whatever is possible for you. For today, this level 3 is too deep for me, and so I'm going to stay in level 2. For another 2. Essentially, you should be feeling that stretch in the right part of the thigh. Yeah. Last little breath here. Push the left hip closer down to the earth. And for 1. Slowly come back onto your palms. Grip with that left toe. Yeah, so you have a nice strong little grip with your left foot. Lift the left knee up. Right leg goes back. You come back into your downward facing dog. Spread your legs out here and just notice whether one side feels more open and flexible than the other. You stretch out one side and not the other. So we'll move into the left side, okay? Left foot goes up to the ceiling. Get that nice big stretch. Bring your left knee to your left palm. Left ankle to your right palm. As you sit down into your pigeon pose. Untuck the right foot, right knee is on the floor. Level 1, hands on either side, you're staying here. Level 2, like last time, you'll come on to the elbows. And level 3, foot down, head down to the earth, hands to the front of the mat. Stay in whichever one is comfortable for you for another 4. Remember that there's no ego in this practice. Your practice does not have to look a certain way. Take as much assistance as you need, yeah? For 3. All the while push your right hip down to the earth. For 2. Last little breath here. And for 1. Just gently coming back onto your palms. And now sit onto the left side. Draw a big semicircle. Bring your right foot back to the center. Both legs are facing the front of the room. Hands come parallel to the earth and we're gently hitting the floor. Once you hit the floor, bring your knees into your chest. Hold either wrists or both of the elbows. Curl into the floor, little ball. Bring the head up to your knees. Kiss the knees in gratitude if you'd like. And then whenever you feel ready, rest the head down. Legs apart, heels in and toes out. Palms facing the ceiling. As you come into your final Shavasana. Just let your muscles go, almost melting into the earth below you. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me, yogis. If you stuck around till here, we've done 4 episodes of Yoga and You, and we've essentially stretched out almost every single muscle of the body. I'm so proud of you for sticking around, and thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.